Have you ever felt so stressed out that you just thought you were going to explode? Or anxiety where it just feels like you don't know what to do? Everything is coming to you from left to right, up, down. And sometimes that deep breath is not enough. Hi, I'm Doree Henderson, author of Living in the Spirit of Joy, and I am here to ignite your joy with intentional living. So, in my book, I have 11 ways that God showed me how to live in the spirit of joy. Some may not know, and others do. You know, y'all who grew up with me. I was not the joyous, smiling, vibrant, exciting, full of joy lady that I am now. I was often upset, mad, determined to get you back. Oh, offense lived with me. And baby, you better have not crossed my path because I was sure to get you back. Oh no, it wasn't no turn the other cheek with me, honey. Did I have a plan for you? Ooh, thank God that she's gone. But God showed me through communing with him and building a relationship with him that I am able to live in the spirit of joy no matter what's going on in my life. And look, today I still have things going on in my life, right? That I don't understand, that I might not like, things that I hear that's going on with my family, friends, community, the world that could shake me, even break me. But I choose to live in joy. And I had no idea I was walking in this joy for years. People would come up to me and they would say, "Oh, I just love your spirit. You are always smiling. What is going on? Girl, give me some of that." I heard that for years. Can you bottle that and sell it? And I was just excited that I wasn't hearing the opposite of what I was constantly doing. People like, "Oh, here she come. What attitude she got today?" I'm quite sure she got something to say. It turned around. And when God told me to write this book, it just started downloading things that he told me that I did over the course of years that allowed me to walk in this fullness of joy. But I was created, and you're created, to walk in joy, perpetual, which means all the time. Understanding that living in the spirit of joy, and that it's a fruit of the spirit, and that if you trust in God and know that he is your source, you cannot help but choose joy. Disconnect. Or make the decision to walk in joy. So, one of the ways that I started to just live in joy was take a walk. I walked everywhere. I've always walked. And let me tell you why. We didn't have a car. When I grew up, we had a car sometimes and sometimes we didn't. We took public transportation. I walked to school. I missed the bus quite often. And I walked the neighborhood. I walked from school. I walked to home. I had to walk to the corner store all the time. We had to walk to the laundromat to wash our clothes. I walked all the time as a youth. So it was nothing for me to walk once I got older. When I got older and I thought I was all that, I will walk all the way from Glen Park, 50 something, and Carolina, all the way down to 32nd. And for, that was a long walk. And I would do that effortless. It didn't take no time to do it. And also would do it at night. So, I was in another era. It was still dangerous. I didn't care. But I walked. And so It was nothing for me to walk. And when God was showing me how to live in joy, he instructed me to just start walking. And I walked for other reasons. It was for weight loss, to feel better. I was stressed out. I would get so stressed that I would have to leave a situation. And so, in order not to fight or do something that I would regret, I would just leave and I would just start walking. And so God showed me, he said, hey, take a walk with me. And I said, all right. And so as I started to walk, I found walking in the park or the neighborhood is a perfect place to commune with God. Now, I didn't always live in a nice neighborhood, and some would say the neighborhood I live in now is not so nice. But I kind of grew up in the hood, and I just walked. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if it had a sidewalk. It didn't matter if the houses were condemned. I just always walked. And so I still do that. But I'm saying to you, don't allow your neighborhood to stop you. Go to a nice park, go to a community center, go to, somewhere where you feel safe, but walk. And as I walked, God would speak to me. He would just say things to me. And I used to just be like, what? And he would ask me questions. Why did you react this way? Why do you feel this way? Who am I to you? Now you're probably like, what do you mean he asked you this? How? I mean, God is just not coming down and just walking with you. It was an impression on my spirit. And I felt such a calmness when he would do this. And I was also able to cast my cares before I even knew what casting my cares was. I would go back and forth with him and I would say, well, this happened, and who do they think they are? And why did I have to go through this? And why did this happen in my life? And God would just console me and talk to me. So look, it was at a time that I'm just going to tell you what I wrote here, right? At one time, it was difficult for me to walk up a steep hill in my old neighborhood. So we had these hills, and we would walk up the hill, and then you would have to go down, right? And so on this hill, I would complain the whole time walking up the hill. Just complain because, I felt like I was overweight, I was out of shape, and I would just complain. And I got discouraged. And God reminded me of this scripture, Philippians 4:13. And he would say, repeat this. And I would say, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. But I would say it with such an attitude. I can do all things with Christ through Christ that gives me strength. And he said to me one day, he said, why are you saying that like you don't believe it? Why are you grudgingly saying that? And it left an impression on my spirit like, oh my God, am I just saying this to say this? And I said, you know what, God? Never again. I'm not saying this. And as I was saying with confidence and believed in his word, I'm telling you that steep hill didn't feel like anything. And that walk and that communion with him just got me closer to God. For you to live in the spirit of joy, you have to be so close to God, and God has to be a part of you. You have to be one. And sometimes just taking time by yourself to just walk and talk with God, you will see how much he cares for you, how much he loves you, how much he's so excited for you and the things that you're doing and the things that you're called to do. Well, look, that's enough right now. I will come back with more, but check the comments. They're around here somewhere. Check the links, check the comments, and join me. Continue to follow me, subscribe so we can have more of Joy Talk. Now remember this, once you discover your uniqueness, you'll find out it's your superpower to transform your life. I'm Doree Henderson. Get lit and live in joy.